Okay. So I'm just going to give this a go. And there's a lot of things that I want to fix, but I'm continuing to put it off and off until things are perfect, and things are never going to be perfect. So I'm just going to start and then hopefully just improve as I continue making videos, and hopefully you hang on for the ride. But I wanted to start, I guess, with my top things that are needed postpartum. I'm still pretty freshly here again for the third time. My youngest is actually, she just turned 3 months last weekend. So just kind of getting out of that fourth trimester. And there's actually a few things that I did different and I learned this third time that I'm going to share with you as well. So, and they're also more geared towards, and especially if you're going to be breastfeeding and nursing. So, like the top things that I would recommend if I knew somebody that was going to be having a baby and was going to also be nursing. So, especially for a nursing mom, my absolutely top 100% thing that I will tell you or I will recommend if you even mention that you're nursing is body armor. Any flavor, doesn't matter, but this stuff I discovered with my second child, and it is amazing. It makes such a difference. Like it really, I was getting really stressed out with my second because my milk hadn't come in yet, and he was getting super fussy and upset with it, and I was unsure if we were gonna have to supplement. And no joke, I drank one of these, and like an hour later my milk came in. I mean, it could have just been by chance, but nothing was coming in, and then boom, it came in. And then I noticed a difference with that pregnancy and nursing journey, as well as with this one, that I, even when I'm pumping, that I get so much of a higher output when I drink these. Even if it's just I drink one of these and I'm pumping, then I can like have another letdown, and the milk is there's even more milk. And then for this one, I actually brought these to the hospital and started drinking them immediately after I had her, and my milk came in the soonest that it's ever come in. I mean, she was also cluster feeding like crazy, so I think that she has something to do with it. But absolutely, like we always have a ton of them. We buy them in bulk, and we always have a ton of them in stock, and I just live off of these the whole time that I'm nursing, and it just like I can drink tons and tons and tons of water, but it never, and that's what I tell everyone when they're like, I'm drinking water. Well, like I haven't been drinking a ton of water, and I'm like, it's something, like it just ups your hydration in such a big way, and hydration when you're nursing is just so important. And I mean, I didn't realize it until my second, but it really is, and it makes such a difference. And also, it's wet. Um, my new discovery for this last nursing journey was it's wet because I just washed it. The little like milk catching cups. So you put them on your like nipple here, and they have a little opening there, and then if you put it on when you're nursing on one side, especially, actually I wish that I got these earlier because I found them and tried them and I was probably a month in, but I was still at the point that my milk hadn't like really regulated yet. So especially in the beginning when you're feeding and you have a letdown, you end up leaking from the side that you're not nursing on. And normally I would wear pads, and then I got these and I realized just how much was going into and getting wasted essentially into the pads, that when I had these, I literally could just do that and then pour this into like a milk saving bag, and I had the same amount that like I would get from a 10-15 minute session of pumping by literally doing nothing and just putting this in my bra. So that's amazing. And like I said, I wish that it's not as much now that my milk is kind of regulated, that I don't leak as much, so it doesn't catch as much as it did. But like if I had another baby and I not had another nursing journey, and I would definitely recommend, there's all different kinds of brands. These are like cheap ones from Amazon, there's name brand ones. I don't think it matters. They're all doing the same thing. I think I got 4 of them for like $10, which is so worth it. And yeah, and also like having this like air and not having any kind of fabric or anything like that on your nipples when they're like in the very beginning is a big deal, because they are very sensitive and anything and everything hurts. So this kind of gives them a little more space, because even I would say, and I'd recommend a nipple cream for nursing in the beginning, but I honestly haven't found one that like I've loved either, but I did like, and things felt better when I was using these. So I'd say that just works as well. And then of course you need a good nursing bra. In the beginning, I like ones that are just the pull to the side ones, like the sleep bras. When everything's kind of fluctuating, sizes fluctuating, you're getting engorged and then down, like I changing them out constantly because I'm leaking, and everything is just milk and spit up for the first couple months. So I definitely, and then once my milk kind of regulates and I kind of have an idea of my size and everything comes in, and then I usually generally like now I'll go to like actual underwire ones, or ones that clasp and have a little bit more support. And I find like that's more comfortable for me. And then this I kind of, but not as much, with my second postpartum. I did like a little bit of having a binder and waist training, but it was like July and everything was hot and I gave up on it real fast, but then I regretted it afterwards because, let's be honest, my muscles got wrecked from especially my second, who was a very large baby. And yeah, I was like, yeah, it's fine. Oh, not a big deal. Postpartum body. And then after, however many months, and I was like, wow, I wish I did something about that. Unfortunately. So with my third, I decided ahead of time that I was going to, actually I went a little crazy, get all different kinds of binders and corsets and girdles and shapewear kind of things to try to have everything mush back and maybe help it, which I think it did. I noticed a difference. I was doing it pretty regularly from right after I had her, and then in the last week or so I kind of stopped when I was like about 9 weeks postpartum, and I'm going back to it again because one, it feels so much better. The support, especially chasing a toddler and doing everything with a newborn, really, really helps. Just having everything kind of like mushed back together feels way better. My back feels way better when I'm wearing something that has support, and it makes a difference. And I feel like everything was mushed together better when I was wearing them regularly, and then even like a week without it, I feel like I notice a difference. So I went and I got like the Belly Fit. However, like postpartum girdle, which is like, I would say probably like the holy grail. That's what everybody's raves and rants about, or not rants, just raves about it. Because I mean, my only rant is that I got a handful in different sizes, and I got them all off of like Poshmark and Mercari, and I don't like the ones that have. It's just personally me. I think that other people like them, but I have a really like short torso or something, so I had some issues with the ones that are only just like of a small part, because then they just would kind of like fold and dig in. But that was my only complaint on it. And I was definitely a different size than I thought I was going to be. So I would recommend getting a handful of sizes for right after, and then you kind of going down. I got ones that are pretty much like a dupe for it off of Amazon that are very similar, pretty much the same. Actually, I like how these fit kind of better because they don't ride up my butt as much. That was my only problem with the Bella Fit, is that I found like it gave me like really intense panty lines and would ride up. And that's probably just, honestly, as far as that part and the little things, is probably just my shape, honestly, because I have a weird body shape. But you can find ones that are very similar. I also got like a lot of other just like compression like underwear that I just kind of circulate through them. So then when something, because you have to wash them and lay them out, so then I kind of have something to go back on. But I definitely recommend some kind of compression support shaper wear, just to be holding everything together. And lastly, the good old boppy pillow. I mean, it's been around forever. I feel like most lactation consultants will recommend there's either the boppy pillow or my breast friend. I have one of those as well. I like them both. But then you're just putting that around and then putting the baby on there to nurse, and really, like, I use mine for everything. I've used it as a pillow. The kids use it as a pillow. I use it for nursing. It's like, it gets used for everything. It's going to get used way past even when the kids grow up. So those are my top must-haves for what? So my top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and some diapers, adult diapers, because yeah, this is another new to me for this last delivery, that like I've read it, people talking about it. For my second, I was like, nah, it's fine, like that's what you have pads for. But oh my god, yeah, totally recommend an adult diaper instead, because I did that with this delivery and postpartum, and I can't even tell you exactly why it was better, but it was just way better. Like, I guess just swapping that out was better than just like pads after pads after pads. So my top 6 things then for postpartum, and hopefully that helps. They're all things that I'd recommend to any friend or anything like that was having their first or any number baby in delivery. And I'm going to try to keep doing videos and get better at it, so bear with me, and fix backgrounds and sounds and everything. It's a learning curve, but I figured why not just start it. So we'll see. and I'll see you next time.